Hello, my fellow fallible humans. Welcome to another episode of the Red Roof Recovery Show, coming to you from the beautiful lakeside town of Goderich, Ontario, in Canada. Red Roof Recovery offers courses, programs, and retreats for better mental health and addiction recovery. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 steps to better mental health. I mean, when you look at the world that we're living in right now, we live in an achievement-oriented society, and that can lead us into what I call destination thinking. We might be hearing ourselves saying things like, oh, I'll be more satisfied at work when I get a raise or a promotion, or I'll be happy when I meet someone. But what if we could be happy right now, regardless of our circumstances or situations? I find that happiness can be a temporary experience. So I prefer to strive for something I call contentment. Contentment seems to have a more lasting effect because it comes from building resilience and learning to cope with the pains of life in a healthier way. No shortage of pains in life, unfortunately. And contentment comes to me through something called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapies. CBT not only helped me remain free from addictions, but also helps me stay aware of my emotions, my thought patterns, and my self-talk. I call it the itty bitty shitty committee that never shuts up. Thinking therapies like CBT teach me the techniques and the tools I can use to manage my emotions, and more importantly, to take persistent actions that will bring me the results I'm wanting. So I've put together a few practices that you can hopefully do every day. Just a few things that will help cultivate contentment in your life. Number 1, practice the pause. When you find yourself unhappy with someone or something, just pause. Take just a moment, put in some perspective, and accept life and people as they are. There is great power in knowing that the only thing we can control in life is ourselves. I actually keep a tool next to my desk here to remind me to practice that pause on a regular basis. I like to take my own advice as well. And this is the acronym of STOP that I use. And I'm a visual learner, so I see the stop sign as soon as I'm tempted to say something or do something I know I'll later regret. I see the stop sign, and that reminds me to stop. Just stop. Put it in pause. Put it in draft. Just take a breath. Put in some perspective. Ask yourself some questions. What am I thinking? What am I reacting to? What am I feeling in my body, right? That's where we can bring in some mindfulness to get a new perspective. And then take a breath or 2 or 3 or 10, however many you need. And then when you've had some time to reflect, contemplate, one of my favorite words, contemplate, put in some perspective, and then you can proceed. So you're putting in perspective, you're asking yourself, how would someone else be seeing this? What's the best thing for me to do? Not just for me, but for others and for this situation. Stop is a great tool to remind me to stop and practice that pause. Number 2 is show appreciation. When you speak and act with kindness, you build up your emotional bank account, literally. And we need to keep building up that emotional bank account so we've got some reserves when we need them. Number 3, one of my favorites, stop buying stuff. Stop buying things that you don't need. When we feel the urge to buy something, think about whether it's a need or a want. If it's a want, think about why you're not content with what you already have. When we feed instant gratification, we learn to cope with life in a lazy way. When we can postpone gratification, we're teaching our brain to be resilient, and then overcoming those urges and cravings and all those unhealthy things, that will become easier. What we practice grows stronger. Number 4, learn to enjoy simple things. Doing this is so much easier when we live in a town like Goderich, Ontario, Canada. I know I've got Lake Huron within walking distance of where I live. but just take a walk around wherever you are. Walk around museums if it's bad weather. You can get inside. Most museums are free, I think. Go to the library. That's definitely free. It's a wonderful resource. They normally have nice environments where you can sit and read or just sit and contemplate. These things are free and they often bring more fulfillment than things you can buy. And finally, number 5, mindfulness. Live in the moment. Waiting for a day when our lives are going to be less busy or less stressful may never come. So when we can focus on the positives of today rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, it just brings us into the present. Contentment is simply appreciation and acceptance for the way things are right now. For me, contentment is a feeling that ripples through all areas of my life, so I no longer need to escape from my life. Sounds easy. Well, it can be easy with practice, patience, and persistence. My name is Tanya McIntyre. Thanks so much for being here with me. And if what I say to you resonates, please share it with someone you love and reach out to me if you'd like some help with anything to solve a problem. Normally, we can solve problems in a 15-minute complimentary call. So reach out and say, yes, I want some help, please. And I will look forward to connecting with you. May the force be with you. And remember, you are the force. My name is Tanya. Please join me here every few weeks when I post a new podcast. And normally we're talking about things we can do to remain free from addictions and also to maintain our better mental health. Bye for now.